Freedom Ride is happening the 9th and 10th of July 2022.
That's right,
ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Bring it your way.
All right.
Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Why do we have to pretend stuff's live? You know what I mean? We're recording this. It's Monday morning.
It's Monday morning.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've done a morning one, dude, in a minute.
Monday morning. What's the most Monday thing about this Monday morning for you? Even though it's a Wednesday morning for our listeners.
Well, I guess it's the fact that the guy who fitted our bathroom a year ago just called for payment, so that was kind of annoying.
Bills,
this Monday morning.
Course, bills.
The bills and end of tax year apparently. So I've had an email off my accountant this morning, which I've chosen not to open yet.
Bills.
I don't think it's just me that does that avoidance thing, is it? I bury my head in the sand for a couple of hours and then I'll look at it and then I'll approach. But within that couple of hours, I'll have a little bit of anxiety. I'll worry about it. But then I've not even opened or read the thing yet. I just worry about it and I'm like, oh, they're going to want all this money off me, and I freak out.
Procrastination, what a weird thing it is, and it's something that I like. Thing. That sounds like we've pre-prepared a segment, but procrastination to me is fascinating.
It is to me as well, because it's such an easy thing to fall into. You fall into this trap of procrastinating.
Do it so much,
and there's so much stuff.
Serious
things. So much stuff available. Like, you can procrastinate for hours.
And you got a couple of parking tickets here.
Oh, man,
just
they're the worst
next
for me.
to the desk.
They're the worst for me. Parking tickets. I let those things ride for years.
They're rot, dude. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've done court 3 or 4 times with those things.
Have you actually? You actually had to go to court?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been.
Right, I'm gonna get on it now. I'm gonna
4 times, I think. Dude, fire it out.
You had to go to court for 4 times. Yeah.
I think.
Dude, my job. For these.
Yeah, my job was literally to drive around, and I would be in and out of car parks and this and that, and various bike lanes or bus lanes or whatever. Especially when you're driving around places you don't know, it's normal, dude. Just appeal them, send in some bullshit story that your fucking dick had fallen off or something. just drag it out. Like, it's all a con anyway.
Both of these ones are like from George going away for a week. George went away for a week. Even came over, and we were like Beavis and Butt heading our way around. So obviously I was just like using George's car or my car or whatever the whole time.
Yeah.
And she comes back from her week trip and she's got 2 parking tickets. And I was like, it wasn't me. And she's like, well, I was literally away. Of course it wasn't
in the country.
It's like different fucking coffee shops and pubs and shit.
That's funny. I don't know. I think you gotta try. There's a really good Facebook group, Parking Charges Facebook group, and it's full of lawyers. Genuinely, it's really interesting because people post in there. Yeah, it's really good, and they'll help you get out of them. And the guy who got me off of one of them was a lawyer, basically, solicitor or whatever you call it, and he sent me this massive document and was like, just sign here, here, and here. Send them that. I didn't even read it, dude. It could have said anything. Sent it off and then never heard anything back. They just throw it out. Really good.
There you go.
Yeah.
I actually did. I don't know. Yeah, I actually got on Surrey Police. Surrey Police actually put me on their Facebook without realising. Right, we got. I live in a small flat, and and parking is a thing, right? We got 2 spaces attached to the flat. Yeah. We own the flat. We should park in our spaces. Went through a stage of this being a real problem. I never thought I'd be parking warden guy. But does it annoy you when you get home and someone's in your space and they don't live here? They don't live here. They come here to walk their dogs and they just park in the residential bit. And it is actually really difficult and annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've become this fucking moaning turd. Basically, I've become old before my time. So I was like, what skills do I have that can combat this barrage of people illegal parking in my spot? So I called upon my graphic design skills.
Okay.
So I made a parking ticket for my parking spaces. So I made this parking ticket. It looks really good. Shall I actually go and get it?
Please. Have you got a plastic wallet and everything?
Yeah, I got the plastic wallet. Yeah, I got the plastic wallet.
The dream.
Right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry.
All right. I guess while Ollie's gone, I'll just say, what can I say? I'll say something. I don't know what it's going to be. I'll say thank you to everyone for listening. Also,
Probably a bad idea, dude.
oh, he's back. Thank God, he rescued me from that
This is
situation.
probably a bad idea because it actually has my address on it, which makes me laugh because the police posted it on there like this is like Surrey Police. It's a big
Is this recent?
organisation.
A long time ago, or what we're
A
talking?
little while ago, but do you know what?
Yeah.
If someone parks in my space,
Yeah.
I ride.
Hair
in
looks
like
good, by
Batman,
the way.
like Batman.
Just a quick
dude.
mention. Hair looks good, man. Like it. Look on fleek.
I whizzed it off. It doesn't look good. Look,
Does
at
look
the
good.
back.
All right, my camera's blurry anyway, man, so it looks great to me.
I can never get the back.
Oh man, you'll get there one day. Go on, anyway.
Yeah, I just buzz it off with my Manscaped. Do we do
the
Manscaped
dream.
anymore?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
Right, companion 20.
So
Okay.
this is it. I don't want to put
Okay.
my. Anyway, there. This is it.
I actually think looks great. Looks from here,
Doesn't
wow,
it?
Okay.
It looks like a
yeah.
proper parking ticket, and it says. This is a private car park for residents only. A clamping service will be strictly enforced with an 85 quid release fee. But I didn't put where you send the money.
that would have been. I guess that's where it becomes.
That's where
fraud.
it becomes properly fraud. I think this
Yeah.
is bad anyway. I think I've done a bad thing anyway, but I don't care. Obviously, it's too late now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah,
How
I
many
made all these
people did you end up putting? Like, how many of these did you end up?
I did all these logos and stuff, like fake logos that make it look more real. But yeah, there you go.
I like it.
And it was.
I remember
yeah.
years ago, I got a brand new car for work. My only ever company car, I think, a brand new Golf. And my friend thought it'd be funny we used to play practical jokes on each other all the time. So I had it about 2 days, and they moved it up the road, moved it quite far away actually. It's a good couple of mile walk away. And then put a for sale sign on it with my number. And dude, it was there for I'd say 2 days, I reckon, like over a weekend.
Yeah.
And it had like for sale, Golf, Blue Motion, whatever it was. And it's brand new, and it said like $2,000. No one called. It just sat there, and I walked up to it. I was like, "How has no one tried to buy this car?"
Bit offended.
It's brand new. Anyway, kind of funny. But yeah, I've had tons of those things, dude. And I fight them to the death. I'll go to the death, dude. I'll go to the death. I've definitely done court 4 times. Definitely done mediation a few times as well, where they have a lawyer and
Legal mediation, really?
yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I just find it funny. Fuck them. You pay enough road tax, you should be allowed to park where you want.
It's one of those things. Parking's one of those things I've struggled to pay for parking, which is stupid because I've got a car and I want to park it close to the things that I'm going to. But there's just something too annoying about it.
There is. Yeah,
I think it's the fact that
you've paid your road tax, you've paid your fuel, you've paid tax on buying the car.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sit right. Like, you're going to go wherever you're going, you're going to pay tax in there because you're going to buy something, no doubt.
I've got one that I still use to this day, and it's one that I learnt when I was working on a building site in London. I'd be driving around in a cab star, like one of those, they look like mini lorries. Well, certainly the way that they fold down is like a mini lorry. So we used to just stop middle of London, like really like this is within congestion charging, super super busy. You want to go in a food shop, we just stop in the cab star, hazards on. Right, so already hazards, you're like thinking this could be official.
Oh, it's bad.
The thing about a cab star, the fucking cab, if you want to open the bonnet, the entire cab goes down. I don't know if you've ever seen like a lorry.
No. I've seen a lorry. Yeah, what sort of question's that? I don't think you've ever seen a lorry.
So the lorry, if you imagine that's the bit that you sit in, to our listeners, the front bit of the cab, that folds down on a hinge as if it's down by your feet.
So the whole seat and everything comes up.
So all of your shit all flies out and all goes on the windscreen, but obviously you don't care. So we used to just stop anywhere we wanted, literally anywhere. Dude, I'd stop in Trafalgar Square, fold the thing down, hazards on, just go in the shop, get your shitty meal deal, come back out. even if police are around, you can just be like, "Oh, I just cut out." I never had to have that, but
yeah,
that's really bad.
They're not going to
actually
stop, are they? They're not going to.
And I still do it to this day. I do it in the G because I just think it looks like it's going to break down. It's never broken down ever for the duration of me owning it. But I just put the bonnet up, hazards on, and people are just like, "Poor bastard." They go from being like, "You can't park there," to "Poor guy."
Funny. I used to just do the old. Nah, I think it's all right, dude. You can do that. I think sometimes. I guess it'd just be a problem if everyone was doing that. It was just everyone when they stopped to put the bonnet up. And
exactly, yeah. So that's bad. That means annoying. I think the rules don't apply to myself.
Yeah,
I
just used to do a note. I used to have a note in the car. It's like a letter, so it looked like it had been sort of like done in a rush, and I'd just write on it "visiting bike shop, urgent" or something, and just put that in the windscreen, and then just hope for the best. Just do that a lot, actually. But yeah. It's annoying. It is what it is. Actually, it's a nice little segue into something that I wanted to talk about. Let's hear it. So, cost of living is going up. Now, we're going to get not too serious straight away. Cost of living's going up, though, man. And I think especially from the 1st of April, it felt like an April Fool's Day prank. I don't know if it is or not. It certainly hasn't come back down, that's for sure. So, it's the 4th now. This episode will be coming out on the 5th, 6th, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, have you got any money-saving tips that you can pass on to our listeners to bring the cost of living down?
Me?
Do you do anything that you like? Actually saves me a couple of quid every month, or
I've got one.
I probably should have told you I was going to bring this up. I'm so sorry, but that's kind of the beauty of this. Sometimes we don't.
I like it. I've got one so inbuilt that it affects everything about me, and it's called being poor. So so basically, I've lived all my life that I can remember, certainly, with no money, even if I have money. And I've sort of trained myself to not want anything, not require. Obviously, I'm very lucky because I have bikes have been like bikes are sort of so my leisure is like paid for because I'm super lucky, spoilt brat. It's become my job, but like everything else that I could ever possibly want, I've slowly weaned myself off wanting it. To the point where I just wear old, I just do anything that I want. I kind of like kick the shit out of myself and say you don't deserve it, and and that's my money saving. That is my. I
like it. That's good. That's all right. And a few of the ones that I thought of because I was just thinking about this over the weekend a little bit. Are quite similar. So I've got a couple. I'm just going to pass on. One of them's quite smart and quite serious. So the first one I'd say. If cost of living's going up, which means food's going up. So I'd suggest to our listeners, make contact with your local greengrocer. Because a lot of us are going to the supermarket and we're buying our fruit and vegetables and it's extremely overpriced. So we get a veg box every week. How boring is this?
No, it's good, dude.
We get a veg box every week. It's 25 quid and anything that's seasonal goes in that box. And it comes to the house on a Tuesday afternoon and it's full of fruit and veg. And it costs 25 quid. And if you got all that from a supermarket, it'd probably be more like 40. So there you go. You got a 15 quid saving there right away. And I think just be in touch with the local fruit and veg, greengrocers, butcher, stuff like that. Try and get some deals. Petrol station. Yeah. Try and get some deals going with your local, and also support local businesses because they're also going to be hit pretty hard. So that's my first
yellow stickers. That's good. Yeah, yellow sticker shopping is
go
good.
Yellow sticker hunting for Big sure. Fan. So there's that. Other one I'm going to say is also a bit of a health kick as well if you want. With gas and electric going up, don't have a hot shower every day. Have a hot shower every other day.
Oh, you stinker, dude. You stink.
No, you just do it cold. Just see if you can do it. Just do a cold shower. Just get in there.
You fucking stink. You reek.
I just smell. Or just smell. Like, who cares anyway, really? We're not going anywhere. No one can afford to.
Stinking veg box bastard you are.
Yeah, I am. So I'd say, do a cold shower every now and again. Save that. I mean, I don't know what a hot shower costs. I guess if you looked at the meter, it might be 20p. Do
you have a smart meter?
Yeah. Do I look at it? Never looked at it once. It's in a cupboard downstairs.
A friend of mine has one, and he's really in touch with like what stuff costs, like what happens if you turn the TV on standby, and all of that like energy saving stuff.
Wow.
He's really in touch with it, and it is shocking actually. It does make you think.
I bet it is, dude. Like the kettle every day, like going on, all that sort of stuff. It would make me think. Although I'm that guy again. We talked about procrastination before, maybe just burying your head in the sand sometimes. On I guess, is there a 31st of March or is it 30th? I don't know. Whatever the last day of March is.
Yeah.
I was like, right, log into my, my gas and electric thing. I can't remember what it's called, Eon, whatever it is.
Yeah, I logged into that the other day.
Bunch of robbing fucking people. And I was like, right, figure out my bills, see how much they are, see if I can make any changes. And it's that confusing, the system. I looked at it for a few minutes and I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Dude, I've had like free energy for so long now because it's not free, idiot. This is how bad my financial advice is. I was overpaying by so much.
Right.
It got completely absurd. I was overpaying by, like hundreds and hundreds too much. It was like £1,000 a month or something, and I was just doing it without realising. It was just going through. And then so it got like 3 months in. I was like, motherfucker, I'm fucking spending a lot of money on heating. Jeez, I don't even have heating on. I don't even have it heating on. So how am I spending this much? And I was overpaying. And then when they like admitted I was overpaying, they were just like, do you want the money or do you want to just leave it here? And I was just like, oh, I can't remember my account details. Just leave it there. So I've had like thousands of pounds in the energy company.
Wow.
It feels quite good actually. It's like
That's
prepaying
unique,
your energy.
man.
So I'm down now to £700 in my Eon account.
In arrears, wow, that's brilliant.
It's fun.
That's really good. Yeah, we went the opposite way actually. When we bought this house, they underestimated it, and we got the thing through, and it was like, your gas and electric every month's going to be £4, and we were like, all right, we'll just pay the £4, and then over the year it just like got higher and higher. Obviously, we're underpaying by loads, and then we ended up owing them a couple of grand or something. Which is just a con, dude. Like that's the thing. You sit there and you look at the stuff, you look at the numbers, and you're just like, there's a hustle going on here. I don't understand it because I'm not smart enough, but I know I'm getting conned.
What, with energy?
Yeah,
mate, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because it's one of those things like fuel and energy. I just feel like. It's not like I can do it. It's not like it's like cucumbers. Cucumber prices go through the roof. Fuck it, I'm going to grow some cucumbers. I'm not going to keep spending £50 on a cucucber.
Yeah,
I mean, quite frankly, I'm just not going to have a cucumber. But with energy and fuel, you have to, right? So
yeah,
I don't feel like there's any alternative. I kind of just like put my head down and pay. Like at a fuel station, I never pick the ones that are cheap. I purposefully,
really?
Yeah, it's just I'm really dumb.
Yeah,
with that stuff, but I feel like you just have to pay. Like
you do, yeah. It's a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it is.
Yeah, it is super annoying, actually. I don't know. I just feel like there's a hustle going on, and like I say, I'm not smart enough to know what it is, but I know there's something going on.
Yeah.
It just, I looked at, for some random reason, British Gas profit last year, and it's astronomical. It's in the billions, and you're like, well, how can it be? How now is it triple? Like, how are people's bills going from £70 to
It's because everyone needs it, isn't it? Do you think there should be a profit cap? You know what I mean? So if it goes into, so it affects every single human being, like electricity. Yeah. We realise we all need it.
We all need it. We all need hot water. We all need electricity and gas.
Yeah.
And I do think so. Yeah, I don't know. Again, not smart enough to understand like whether that should be like government owned or not.
Yeah.
But I feel like a flat rate across the board is fair.
So electricity or power, you feel like should have a cap, yeah. It's
I don't know where it stops that. Like, saying you are, what would the word be? Sort of like you are, I don't know what the word is. Hang on, I'm at a mind blank.
Well, it's sketchy, isn't it? You're limiting profit. It becomes sketchy. But I think the government subsidise it. I think that's how it...
Okay.
I think this is one of those segments, again, where we talk about stuff and people are going to be screaming...
Yeah, no doubt.
At the speakers.
No doubt.
But I believe the government like subsidises it to like equal it out a bit so that the fluctuations aren't as gnarly.
Okay. What I meant is it's like, you say that you're entitled to, everyone's entitled to a roof over their head, or everyone's entitled to food and water and stuff like that. And I think gas and electric falls in that category. Like everyone should be entitled to that. But also, big picture here, what are you really entitled to? The fact that you're here on Earth is kind of crazy anyway, right?
Yeah, you're not.
And the fact that we have houses is insane.
Are you really?
Yeah, you're not entitled to anything. You know.
No, not even socks, man.
Not even socks. Not even.
You
socks,
know,
mate.
really, we're shitty animals. Shitting and pissing and ruining everything. Really, aren't we?
Yeah.
I want a roof. I want gas. I want electricity. But I'm a piece of shit animal, really.
I'm just take.
Yeah.
And my other little tip for people. and this is a little bit tongue-in-cheek and it doesn't sound as funny now, but just steal stuff. And that's like, not bad stuff, obviously, but I think like toilet roll, stuff like that is okay.
Steal toilet roll, you're really going to put that out to the world, steal the toilet roll.
My old housemate used to do it, it was hilarious. He'd just go down to Tesco with a backpack, just go in the toilet, just fill it up.
Right, I'd like to step in there as the co-host of this show. Do not steal toilet roll. It's not a good idea.
We used to have, those massive ones with the big hole in the middle for the the public toilet one.
Yeah.
We used to have loads
it
of
from
them.
public toilets?
Yeah.
Right.
Like Tesco
from government
or some
organisations.
Yeah, not the
Tesco's
actual
as
new
well,
one.
private. Yep.
I mean, it is new. It's not used, but like not like on the shelf one. I mean, it's from like the actual toilet in the store.
Or just if you don't need toilet roll if you use public designated shitting spots. So just go and
use
do
the
your thing there.
Toilet, yeah.
Have a government shit.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, I'd love to hear more people's things though. Like
Money
if you've got any tips, I'd love to hear them because it might help people. You never know.
I got a good one. I got a good one. George signed up for this thing where you get like a. Hey, I can't really help here, but maybe our listeners can. But we go to the local petrol station. All the shit that they throw out.
Oh right.
Because the out of date stuff, they throw it out. They offer it up at like £5 a bag, like a big bag for life thing. You don't get to choose what, but you can say like if you were like vegan or had a nut allergy or something, you can tick some boxes so they don't put that stuff in.
Oh,
but you basically just get the shit that they're throwing out. So we just we get five £5 and we get a bag full of basically egg custard tarts that are always going out of date. No, we don't.
It's
good.
Stuff no one wants.
Yeah, exactly. But it is good, and I quite like it because it means I don't have to choose any one less fucking decision, dude. One less decision.
Our local Sainsbury's do that. They walk it over to like there's a church opposite, and they put it all on the doorstep there, and you can go and just pick up like loaf of bread and stuff like that. I think it's tough though, isn't it? I mean, it's great, but like you don't want to be that guy that stood at the front of the queue. It's funny because this was a great representation actually of the cost of living thing. I went into the big Tesco. Fun fact: near my house, we've got the largest Tesco in Europe. It's We have. It's astronomically big, dude. It's like a city. It's insane.
Really?
And I was in there.
Does anyone live in there?
Probably. Yeah, you wouldn't know. Like, people live in there. Yeah, and it looks like people live in there.
Which aisle do you live in?
That's a good question. Which aisle would I live in? I mean, you're looking at not stealing stuff, though, aren't you? So I'd just go bedding.
Not stealing. Exactly what I was going to say. Bed aisle, yeah.
I'd just make a little house there.
Yeah. The bedding aisle, it'd be so sick. I used to love making dens. It could just be like that.
Yeah, you just live there. Dude, you'd probably get away with it. It's 24 hours. Mate, someone might see you. I don't know.
Well, actually, women's underwear might be good. Let's carry on there.
So, there's a reduced section. Obviously, there's always a reduced section.
Yeah.
And it was like flocks of people waiting for the reduced person. The person's there putting the labels on, and she's barely even put it on the shelf, and someone's like, "Yep, I'll have that." All these northerners like, "Here's that, love," and this and that, and it made me really think. I was like, "Fuck, maybe I've just never been there at that time. Maybe people are actually struggling." Or I think that's probably it though. People are actually like, "Fuck, I could do with some reduced coronation chicken or whatever it is."
After a deal, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it just made me think about it, and I thought, "Fuck, I hope some of our listeners aren't in that position." And
yeah, I hope not.
I think a lot of people will be though, man. I think you look at the price of what things are going up as, fuel and gas and electric and stuff. My dad was saying the other day, like his gas and electric's tripled. Like that's pretty big.
Yeah,
if something goes up from 200 to 600, that's like significant, isn't it? That's a lot of money to find every month. So I'd love to hear people's thoughts, tips, tricks, anything. The old trick used to be putting a pin in the meter, didn't it? The gas and electric meter. You put a little you put a little hairpin in there and it stops it from going round. Can't do that anymore.
There was some gang that was getting caught. I think it was in the States for fuel. You could put something in the end of the pump and it like restricted what it thought was going in or something like that, So they were getting cheap fuel.
Wow.
But yeah, we're not. Yeah. We're sounding like this is like some sort of like every tip we get. I don't really know. No. I don't know about like it. Yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because it's completely out of your control. You have to appreciate so many of these things are completely out of your control, aren't they? Like, don't really affect you.
Yeah, totally.
Gnarly.
I got something else I wanted to tell you. This is a fucking crazy story, this, man, that happened to me on Friday. This is
Really?
honestly, this is a crazy story.
Does it
I
involve
think.
water or helicopters or not?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Good news. Good news.
No. I'm sorry for hijacking this whole episode and talking rubbish, but yeah, I think the Red Bull's kicking in.
It's essentially what this is, isn't it? Really, let's be honest.
Right, so check this story out. So,
Please.
you might have had to be there, and I hope people can see that how weird this was. So, on the last episode of the podcast, I talked about that full-length mirror and how I saw myself, and I was quite disappointed at how my body looked. And I said I was going to start doing calisthenics again, calisthenics training. And after we had that conversation, I told Emma, I was like, I've just manifested it on a podcast. It's going to happen. So I'm going to start on the 1st of April. You know, that I said to her that.
Get in!
And I just manifested it. I said to myself, 1st of April, that's when I'm going to start. Sometimes you have to put a date on stuff, don't you? You have to go, right, that's the day where I start this health kick. 1st of April, right.
So
1st of April comes around.
Until then, were you just...
just like hammering donuts. And,
nice.
Red Bull. So the 1st of April comes around, dude, and it's Friday. Friday's 1st of April, and Friday afternoon, I was like, right, first calisthenics workout, let's go. Anyway, it was quite sunny out, and I was like, could go for a ride instead. So, went for a bike ride instead. I thought, that's all right, I don't mind. I'm not, not too crazy on this stuff at the moment. I'll just go for a bike ride. So I go up to the local, there's like some local trails up the road that some lads have been building and stuff. God bless them, done an amazing job. And there's a young man up there who I saw in the distance. So obviously I rode up to the top of the trails, and then I sort of coasted down just to say hello. And he was, young lad. I'd say man, actually, young man. I think with the greatest respect, a relatively cheap hardtail. Like, he's obviously just getting into mountain biking, full face helmet on, dressed in black. I was like, hey man, like, how's it going? And he started chatting, super talkative guy. He's like, he's like, oh, are you like quite experienced? I was like, yeah, I've been riding for quite a while. I've been doing this thing probably too long now. And he was like, oh, I started riding in lockdown. Like, I've only just got into mountain biking. None of my friends ride. Because I said, like, oh, it's, you're here on your own. Like, you should probably be a little bit careful, especially if you're new to it. Some of the jumps up there are kind of like quite steep and stuff. And he was like, yeah. I've had a few crashes on my own and this and that. Anyway, we got talking about injuries and whatever. So I was like, oh, I got injured like pretty bad last year. I had this, small crash, sort of trying to emphasize the point of like riding on your own can be quite shit sometimes. And he was like taking it all in, and we were chatting away. And he was like, yeah, I got hurt last year as well. He said, I started working at home and I was putting my forearm on my desk and I got a trapped nerve or something. I was like, fuck, that's pretty interesting. I know a few people that have had that. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, yeah, it stopped me doing loads of stuff. That's how I started mountain biking, because I didn't have to use my upper body. I could just use my legs. I was like, fuck, that's pretty interesting. Okay. So I was like, oh, what else do you like doing? Like, for fun? He goes, oh, calisthenics. Big calisthenics fan. So I was like, what the hell? Like, that's weird. I was like, 1st of April, I've said I'm going to start calisthenics. I've met you in the woods. You're into calisthenics. Keep talking. I tell him the story. He's like, oh, let me follow you on Instagram. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is my personal one. Davey. So he jumps on it. I open my phone. Already follow the guy. Already like aware of him. And we've been speaking to each other in like 2014. Like,
no way.
About calisthenics training, because he's like big in the calisthenics game in Sheffield. He's like the guy, I guess. He does like not coaching, I think, but he like writes programs for people. And how weird is that? I just like meet him in the woods on the exact day that I said I was going to start. Okay, and the weirdest bit of this, not really the weirdest bit, but kind of the bit that I forgot because I'm stupid. The night before, Emma and I were talking about like premonitions. Like the night before, because we watched. This is my watching actually. Is a show on Netflix called Surviving Death.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my watching. We'll get into that if you want. But so we watched this whole thing about premonitions and how like you can think something and then it'll happen in the future and stuff like that. So we were literally talking about it the night before. The next day I say I'm going to start doing calisthenics on the 1st of April. I then ride up the woods and meet a lad who is literally the calisthenics king of our area.
No way.
Weirdest thing, dude. Like, it's proper tripped me out. I was like, what are the chances of that? Crazy.
So now you have to relentlessly do press ups,
Yeah.
chin ups, and
Yeah, now he's on it. He's like, right, when are we working out?
leg raises.
I was like, dude, I can barely do a press up right now. Like, it's embarrassing. So yeah, weird. Just this crazy stories. The nicest guy as well.
Out? You two gonna calisthenics
Maybe
together?
Calisthene. He's a nice kid, dude.
He could
Nice
sit
guy.
on your back and you could do press ups. It'd be like a montage sort of.
Yeah, could do.
That'd be quite good.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just found it super weird. Like,
yeah, it's funny, isn't it? That
played
stuff
out
is
like
weird,
it did.
yeah.
Very strange. So yeah, shout out, Sonny. Nice
well,
kid.
good. I had one similar. It wasn't sim. It's not really similar at all, actually.
I once
but
had
it made me
custard
laugh.
pie.
It was like a fucking moment, right? So the shop near where I live. I go down there all the time if I've run out of food or run out of anything. And the guy behind the tills, lovely bloke, big tall fella. He's just got that like shy, reserved, like quiet, nice, kind nature about him. Not like quiet, creepy, quiet, kind. And over the years of living here, I've like got talking to him about his days, blah blah, this that. He had some eye surgery that went wrong, and he's actually lost sight in one eye. So, and you can tell when I've talked about it with him in the past, it's like affected him. You know, you don't know what's going on in anyone's life, and he's like, it's a real bummer to him. It's really horrible. He feels alone in it. You can tell when he talks about it. He like opens up about it, and you can feel like it's like a release. You know, when someone talks.
Yeah.
So I'm in the queue. All of that aside, I'm in the queue, and there's just this fucking dude at the front of the queue. There's no one's saying anything. No one's doing anything. He's paid for his stuff and he's putting it in a bag. He obviously feels the pressure of the queue, of people looking at him, whatever. No one gives a fuck. No one's in a rush.
There's tension in the air almost.
There's tension. He feels it. The tension isn't really there, but it's in his head.
Yeah.
So he started kicking off, and he's targeted his worry and upset about being slow at my man behind the till. And he's like, all right, fucking hell, easy. You'll have to bear with me. Like, no one said a word. He's just obviously feeling it. You have to bear with me. I'm disabled. Chill out, everyone. Oh, no one said one thing. You'll have to wait. You'll have to be patient. I'm blind in one eye, so I don't appreciate all this coming from you lot. No one said anything. And you can see my man behind the till, he's just like, you know, he's not like a super confident guy.
Yeah.
But he's just gone, I'm blind too, in one eye. Like that. And then just got stepped back and like just to see the reaction. It was so good. It was such it was wicked. I'm blind too. And then, because he's obviously not a confident dude, it was like a big deal to him to say it. And then instantly the guy at the front of the queue like softened and he was nice and everyone was nice to each other. Anyway, I got to the front of the queue and I was just like, I gave him a fist bump. I was like, dude, that's never going to happen again. That was the biggest shutdown I've ever seen. This guy's being rude to him and he's managed to shut him down with one eye. There's probably in the land of the one-eyed, there's probably in land of the blind one-eyed joke in there somewhere, but
yeah,
I thought it was really cool. It was well good.
I thought you were going to go to the front of the queue and go, have I ever told you I'm blind in both eyes?
I'm completely blind, yeah. I thought it was wicked though, because you could tell it was like,
wow.
He was like he went from feeling like his like little secret that he's only got sight in one eye, and probably feeling a bit like rushed and panicked like the dude in front of the queue was. Yeah. He went from that to feeling like empowered, like he's the fucking. He cracks on with one eye, and you're complaining about it. It was wicked. It was just
nice.
Yeah, I don't know what I can't really put my finger on what was cool about the situation, but afterwards he was hyped when I spoke to him, so I know it was like a thing for him as well. You know.
Yeah, it must funny. Be horrible living with something like that and not being confident and not feeling pressure.
Yeah,
and stuff, you know,
in it definitely. Awful. And do you know what I did afterwards, which is
I have it with the big cock sometimes. You know, like you just don't want. You don't want to talk about it.
I thought this was unrelated, but I went riding some trails with Gilly, Steve Gill.
Yeah,
full name drop there. But we were doing the if you had to save the world game, and it was like stuff like, would you ride through the trails with both eyes closed. If you to save the world, you had a
Wow.
month to do it. And anyway, we got onto the trying to do it with one eye, and it's completely. I found it completely impossible.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never tried
I'm not telling anyone
I
to
don't
try
condone,
it when you're out on the trails.
Don't try it.
Yeah, don't do it. It's really, really difficult. Like, you get no like depth perception.
Right.
Close one eye now and just like hold a hand out and try and touch the other hand.
Yeah, it is.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
On a bike, on dirt jumps, it's impossible.
Yeah, you can't see your hands either properly, which is obviously a bit weird. Yeah.
Super weird, isn't it? You lose all like 3D. You lose all of your spatial awareness. I think Freddie Pullman, I think he had a eye thing of late. I don't know if it's ongoing, but he's I think he's like learnt to ride with it and stuff. I think it's amazing. Yeah, gave me new respect for that. I fucking couldn't get over one tiny tabletop.
My eyes stream so bad. I was having a chat with the guys yesterday about the same thing. Like, I'm sure it's got worse. I'm sure. Like now, if I any sort of descent that's any sort of high speed, my eyes just stream. I'm sure it
You know what I'm going to say about that?
What?
You need a set of Melanoptics alley cats or Melanoptics kingpins. It's the only way, dude.
Yeah, it might be the only way. Maybe it is the only way. I ain't wearing goggles, that's for sure. So maybe. Maybe.
Do you want to do your watching now that you've said it?
Oh yeah, I know I've even said it. Yeah, so there's a show on Netflix called Surviving Death, and it's really interesting because we've spoke about this a few times. I've been speaking to my family member about coming on the podcast, and she's she's close, like maybe, but she's very shy, so she's not too stoked.
Okay, it's fair enough.
But maybe it might happen. Anyway, so there's a lot of it. There's like a bunch of different episodes, and they all look at different elements of the death process. They look at premonitions. They look at the most interesting one, which I've not watched yet because we're only on episode 5, is the next one, I think, which is people who, especially children, that think that they've lived a previous life. I find that so interesting. So apparently there's this young lad who swears blind that he's lived a life before, and apparently you can pick out on photos his house, his mum, his dad, everything is like bang on. I find that so interesting. So there's that. There's an episode. There's 2 episodes about like seances, which I think I'm a bit. You'll like it because it's a bit. You know, you're a bit like you're taking piss here, like you're playing on people's emotions.
I love that stuff.
You know, there's a little bit. There's a lot of that actually. Talking about something called electroplasm, which I found. Have you ever heard of electroplasm? So basically, when they do these seances, which is when the person doing the seance is connected to the spirit world, electroplasm can come out of the mouth, and it's like a foam, right?
Okie dokie. Okay, yeah.
Right, it's like a foam, and it comes out, and it goes all over the body. And look at electroplasm photos. I'm sure it's electroplasm. But the funniest thing about this electroplasm, and it might be real, I don't know. As soon as there's any element of light, it instantly goes back into the body, so no one's ever seen it.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. There you go.
And
have you seen? Is there images?
And I'm going to stop my Google search.
There's some creepy photos, man, of it. Like old photos, though. Those are the ones which are.
How did they get the photos if there's light though?
Red light, apparently they can do it with red light, like one of those. I don't know, one of those cameras, mate. You'll have to watch it. There's some of it's lovely. You know, it's these sort of like comforting, sort of like grief retreats that they do, and they'll have. There's one bit. This woman's a sort of a healer, and she's like a healer. So this guy, it's hard to explain. This guy goes to her, and he's got like. Almost like tension in his body, and he's shaking almost like he's got Parkinson's or something. And he lays on this bed, and this woman is like a healer. So she channels a doctor, as in like...
She wank him off?
No, she doesn't wank him off. That's the electroplasm. Oh, dude, that's disgusting. There you go, there's your electroplasm. Just put that on your face, and the demons be gone. He comes out and it's just covered in cum. I don't know about this, love. It's disgusting. I'm covered in my own cum. So she channels this doctor from the 1800s or whatever. So there's this old lady, lovely old lady. And there's a man laid on the bed. She's behind him, so his head's sort of here, and she's got her hands on his throat. Mm-hmm. So she's talking normal, but then her voice changes to be like an old doctor, and she's like, "Hello."
I can't do it. I feel like I've got something wrong with me.
Let me do it, man. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So she's got her hands on his throat, under his neck, and she goes like, "Hello, hello, good sir. I see you're struggling with tension in your." Anyway,
and then she wakes him off.
I don't know.
Dude,
but some of the episodes, you might enjoy. Some of the episodes are actually lovely.
I'm up for it. I think it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter if you're super boring like me. You can still enjoy it, but just for a different reason. I am so boring, and I would like to be more open to things.
So this is a good one. This one was
too
interesting.
Boring, dude.
One of the episodes was about signs from the dead. So it was about if someone's dying. Let's say you're dying now. Sorry, but like, okay, Ollie, like you know, you're going to die in a couple of days. When you cross, I want you to send me a sign. Like, I want you to do something so crazy that I'll know it's you and that you've crossed and that you're safe, right? So this woman, her mum was passing away, and they were really into birds. I think that was the story. And you know, like a cardinal bird. You ever seen a cardinal? Like really crazy, like red bird. In America, they have these cardinals.
Oh, okay.
And
I haven't actually.
It was like a family thing. They loved cardinals. But in the state where they lived, they didn't have them. Like, they just flat out, they don't have them there, right? So she says to her mum, when you pass away, I'm guessing you probably know where this is going, I want you to send me a cardinal. Like, that'll be the sign that you're safe and that you're in heaven and whatever, you know? So the old lady passes away, and then that week, a cardinal just lands on the windows, like, outside the house, and she's like, what as if that's there. And this cardinal is like the most placid bird. She gets it, she brings it in the house, puts it on her shoulder, like, and she's just like stroking this cardinal, which usually I guess this bird is like, you know, if you pick it up, it's just going to fuck off. Like, you get close, it's just going to disappear. And then they're outside. It's this really like lovely moment where she's got this cardinal. And she's like, right, like, thank you, mum. You know, off you go. And she like goes to throw this bird, and it just goes straight back on her shoulder. And you're like, what? Like, that's either a massive coincidence or there's something in it. I don't know.
Mate, I struggle with it. I'm just so boring.
Yeah.
I'm just so boring.
Good.
I just think of it as like probabilities. I'm not even good with numbers, but I just think probably just the fucking red bird went into a window and got brain damage, and now it's not that good at flying.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Again, you know, these birds aren't seen in that state. I know, you know, that's only one example, but
yeah.
You'll like it, dude. It's worth a bit. I think the first few episodes are kind of a little bit out there, but you'll get the vibe. I just don't
know what it is in me that makes me, like, talking to you about it makes me feel boring. It just makes me feel like I've got something wrong with me.
I just find it interesting.
I just no, absolutely. I'm not knocking.
I feel like
what I'm saying is I'm not knocking you. I'm saying I'm too closed off to it. I wish I could be more. I can't though. It just makes me like fucking get antsy.
What I feel like is there's something, I don't know what, there's something, I feel like it'd be weird for our consciousness and to just stop and that's it, right? I do. But if that's a thing, that's great. But what I feel like is it's exploited by people who are like exploiting the grieving process, that are, you know, basically cashing in on this stuff. Various mediums and stuff. Like, there's a guy actually on it who goes around loads of different mediums, and he's really trying to figure it out. He's like, I'm trying to get like signals and sound. I'm trying to like get him to say that one thing that's can't be sort of mistake. It can't be coincidence. They're just trying to say that one thing. And he's really interesting because he goes around all the best ones and this, that, and the other. And there's certain ones where they say stuff to him, and he's like, it's impossible for them to know that. Like, how can they know that this was my dad's favourite song, or that we had this day, this time when I was this age? Like, how do they? I don't know. But I do think that let's say there is people who have that connection with whatever you call it, spirit world or whatever. for every one, there's 100 that are just hustling.
Yeah, definitely.
They've just seen an opportunity, like, I can cash in on this, and I'll just play that guessing game of, like, I can see a man. Did he have a head? Yeah, fucking hell, my dad had a head, yeah. Did he have feet?
Yeah.
Feet, yeah. Yeah, this is your dad. There's that's kind of a silly way of looking at it, but I just think there's a lot of people on the hustle with it, but maybe there is something. And there seems to be some people in that space that are doing it for the right reasons. There's various people that don't charge, that are doing it because they feel like it's the right thing to do, like they've got this gift. And I don't know, I find it quite interesting.
It is well interesting, it is.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next episode 6, with the people that feel like they've lived like a life before the one that they're in. And apparently this young lad can literally pinpoint his house, everything about his life before.
There you go.
I don't know.
So he's like a young lad that's done
he's
everything.
Really
like
young.
Already knows how to drive.
No, he's like 4 or 5 years old.
But I mean, he previously
I don't know. Like I said, I'm talking about something that I've not watched yet, but
that'd be interesting if they could stick him in a car and he just.
Yeah, I was like, I was a racing driver. It's like 4 years old. He's really good at it. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting. I find it interesting, all that stuff. No,
it's good. It's fun.
I'm not
isn't
mad at it. Imagine how different we'd live if there was actual scientific proof that when you died, you just started again. Like, or like you lived in some like spirit world for a little while, and you are going to get reconnected with your loved ones that you've lost. Imagine how different life would be if that was like fact. Like it came out and they were like, we have evidence now that this is what happens. There's a really interesting episode. Sorry to bang on about this. You're welcome, Netflix. No free ads. Like this is. There's a really interesting one where old people, when they're really close to dying, will see loved ones that have already passed, like not in a dream state, like awake, and they'll be like, yeah, my auntie's stood over here in the corner, she's come to get me, to take me to the other side and stuff. And they'll have like full conversations with them. It's pretty, again, maybe that's a DMT trip, maybe it's your brain playing tricks on you. It's a lack of oxygen, but they do all this tests on these people. There's no lack of oxygen, they're not confused, they're not in any sort of medical state, they're just living, and they're having these experiences with people coming to fetch them. And I don't know, I find it interesting, dude.
No, it is interesting, and I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun of it when I say I wish I could. I'm not, because obviously it's just a sliding scale, isn't it? I'm not like Captain. I'm not like boring when it comes to that stuff. I am boring. But I mean, like, I believe there are things that are unexplainable. Or I want to believe there are things that are unexplainable. I don't want to believe that just like everything is just, you are just a product of all of the things that have happened.
Yeah.
And like, I like to believe that if you live a life of doing the good things and being positive and being happy and being nice to people, then if you did the inverse and were horrible to people and stole and were mean, then I don't think you would feel the same way. So then that means there's something in just like good and
I think
positive forces. Like,
there's a lot of value in that. We are literally just energies, and like that energy is, if you're putting out positive energy into the world, you feel lighter. You don't feel
fucking right, dude. Absolutely. When you start feeling shitty and then you start reflecting it on people,
we're all energy. I think we're just like frequency. We're just like a frequency and an energy that you need to try and keep positive and keep doing good in the world and keep not chasing the wrong things. I
hate it when I'm shitty. When I'm stressed and shitty, I just think as when you're aware of it, you realise that you're just dragging other people down, and
rubs off on
then
people.
When you're positive, then you're Fun Time Freddy, and everyone wants to hang out with you.
Yeah, I want to be Fun Time Freddy all the time. I really try my best. It's difficult though. Cost of living, and it's really hard, but it's like tax and stuff, but it is difficult. Yeah. Anyway, that's me banged on about I'd love to hear it if people watch that show, if you've seen it. Again, comments are open, like shoot a comment below, let's hear what you think. Also, good. I'm just going to throw something in here, Ollie.
Go on.
One of the podcasts I really respect has been doing this thing recently to try and help get more exposure, and I think it's kind of a bit weird asking people to do this, but we're going to do it anyway because we're trying to grow this show, and it's growing. It's growing pretty good. So people, if you're listening, make sure you subscribed everywhere. YouTube, Spotify,
Oh, it really does
iTunes.
help, though. It does help.
Yeah, but also, if you listen to this now, just take a second to make sure you're subscribed, but then unsubscribe and then resubscribe again. Please.
Really?
Apparently that makes a massive difference to our
way.
algorithm. Yeah, for sure. So please, unsubscribe. Let's see if it changes anything. Let's play a game. Unsubscribe, then resubscribe, wherever you listen to this show. And let's see what happens.
How interesting. I wonder.
And I think we're okay asking people to do that. You know, we're not
the gang,
we're not too big yet. Yeah. When Joe Rogan didn't ask for this stuff, but we're allowed to. So yeah. Anyway,
it feels bad. Like, I remember when I first. It's so frustrating when you first start like a YouTube channel. You're just like, dude, I'm never gonna fucking ask people to subscribe or like, or like, people will just do it if they want to or not do it if they don't want to. And then the problem is you get all of the stats on like 80% of people that watch a video don't subscribe, and you just think, if you just subscribed, it doesn't. I don't mean you have to watch all of my videos, but it just helps.
Definitely
helps you a lot more, doesn't it? If
Definitely.
in terms of growing, but then fucking
I sit on the fence with this stuff all the time. There's like one side of it that's like, oh, it'll happen organically, and it does, and
nice.
It has.
Yeah.
And then exactly.
For it, does it?
No, I don't like asking. And then the other side of me is like, wow, you look at some of these channels and like how they're growing. And one of the, just as an example, a podcast I really like, other people might listen to, it's called Bussin' with the Boys, and it's 2 pro NFL players. They don't need to do the podcast really, if that makes sense. Financially, it seems like they're both multi-millionaires. They don't need to do it. But they're like, they hustle at it pretty good, and they're like, look guys, it really helps. Subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again. And apparently
do that. Yeah,
really helps.
Fuck it.
So yeah, hit subscribe. Why not? Wherever you're listening, just leave a comment, leave a like. It actually really helps. Like, you'd be surprised how much that helps. And it's nice to hear from people. Anyway,
it's probably what our listeners do anyway. When we talk shite and talk about stuff that we don't know about, they probably unsubscribe, and then we win them back with such fantastic segments like the Lunch and Learn. And I've got a topic today.
Okay, can we do your watching and listening after, or listen, or at least watch it?
Do you want me to do it first? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to do my watching?
Yeah.
I've already done my watching, but I've got really, really immersed in it now.
Okay.
It was the one. I think I mentioned it, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna go on it because everyone's banging on about it. I'm not gonna do it. Euphoria.
Oh, is that what Benny was talking about as well?
Maybe, yeah. It's like high school America. It's like it's a shocking amount of kind of bloody. It really paints a terrifying picture of being 17, 18. Like, the orgies, the drugs, the parties, the craziness going on. And obviously it's a giant dramatization, but I really like it because as it's gone through the series that you watch, because it's so ridiculous, people shagging everywhere and taking heroin and all of this. Yeah. It's sort of like, at the start I was like, dude, this is really... I sound really boring and old, but I feel like it's glamorizing like a style of life that is not healthy and doesn't lead anywhere good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
Maybe you don't agree with me on this, but like,
no, I do actually.
A lot of people that I knew that probably you were like, what, looking at their life, and you were thinking, fuck, they're real loose, they're crazy, it wouldn't be how I would advise my own teenage son or daughter to live.
Yeah,
now, because it doesn't tend to end anywhere good.
It's amazing how that stuff does wash off on people.
Yeah.
In a weird kind of way. You see the dramatization, you see the drugs or drink or whatever, and you're like, maybe this weekend I'm going to get on it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're in a world of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I just think like a show that big, ultimately I got to the end and it sort of had a bit of real, like there was something a bit more real about it. I like that. I like those sort of films like Jarhead. You know, when you compare like... Have you ever watched that movie?
Jarhead's good, yeah. I don't remember.
Jarhead, yeah. So that's a good... I feel like that's a good depiction of war. It might not be accurate, but I probably think it's more accurate than, let's say, Mission Impossible. You know what I mean? Or something. It's not like... it's like those bullets kill people and they hurt people and...
It's about PTSD a lot. Is Jarhead about PTSD? No, maybe
I can't even remember it. Just
no. I've wrote it down. I'm going to watch Jarhead again. I like Jarhead.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like the actual reality of war being not like as cool as maybe some other movies. You know what I mean? Like a lot of war films, they're great. I thoroughly enjoy them, but they paint this picture
Make
of
it
you
look
just
appealing.
fucking running around, bullets flying, and then the actual reality of anyone who's actually been to war isn't like that. It's like there's a seriousness and a gnarliness of it that isn't fun. Yeah. And I think it's kind of the same with this. Anyway, yeah. So Euphoria, it goes through this girl's battle with drugs, basically teenage girl's battle with drugs, like the reasons why she got into them, and it starts off with you thinking, "Fuck, I don't know if I like the way this is going. This is looking like an awful lot of fun being a fentanyl addict." You know, it does. Yeah. It looks like, to me anyway, it looks like she's having a whale of a time for a while, and then it just comes to a culminatory point that I'm at now in it, and it's good.
Good.
It's I think it's good.
All
so
right.
that's my watching. Nice. My listening is Marabou State, Beginner's Luck.
Marabou State, Beginner's Luck. I need to update the playlist.
Mate, I just say them anyway. I always write down what I've been listening to.
Good.
I don't know if anyone even listens to our listenings.
They actually do. Yeah, there's quite a lot of people follow that that Ride Companion thing. I've just looked. I have to say, quite a lot of people. There's 630 odd people that follow.
That's cool.
Which is nice. Cool. And mine is going to be, I don't know, actually this is in the playlist, but I thought it was already in there. One of a Kind by Atmosphere.
There you go.
And it's the only song in the world, I think, that I know every lyric to.
There you go. You like Atmosphere, don't you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. It's just a classic album. Yeah, it's a classic album. It's one of the earliest albums called God Loves Ugly, and it's just banging. So there you go. I've put it at the top of the playlist anyway, and Olly's one is going in now.
Excellent. Thanks very much. I've written your one down. I'm going to listen to it after this.
Oh, mate, Atmosphere is insane.
Right, dude, back to my...
Right.
Back to the... It's the Lunch and Learn.
Yeah, I'm just finding...
Are you hyped on this segment?
I'm just finding the Time Watch. I actually enjoy this segment, yeah. I do.
And I've received a lot of positive feedback about it. I think we talked about it in the last one anyway.
Yeah.
People like the Lunch and Learn.
Yep, people like the Lunch and Learn. Maybe we're learning something. If not, it's a giggle anyway, innit? You know?
Yeah, if we are or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, my Lunch and Learn, I don't know if we should start straight away. I have done no previous research into this one.
So do you want me to start the clock when you say what it is?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I've done literally none. But it's something I've noticed being mentioned in the news loads lately. And it just got me thinking, and I thought, this is a very good topic for Lunch and Learn.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2,
yes,
1, go.
War crimes is the series of words that I've heard a lot lately mentioned. And I thought, okay, so that must mean there are rules of war. And I thought, how on earth, like, what are the rules of war, right?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how it's agreed. I don't know anything, dude.
Yeah,
so basically,
I thought it would be good.
Yeah, because there's loads about Putin and his war crimes of late, and to me, that just seems crazy. War crimes it's like a oxymoron almost.
Okay, yep, it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's like
it's
the
war.
The two words together shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so all a crime.
Like you nicking toilet paper. If you just refer to it as something else.
Don't put me in the same boat as war crimes.
All right, so let's look it up. So what should we look up? Rules of war.
I've just done war crimes list, and it's come up with Wikipedia, and it looks like it literally breaks down what war crimes are and what constitutes being a war crime.
There we go. Right, wait, can I get the same link?
Yeah, man.
Message me that same link onto our chat. We have a chat in the background and we talk about all kinds of stuff. And you don't even know about it because you're just audio. Whereas in real life, we're audio and we're text as well.
Yeah, we are.
We're in control, yeah.
And we're in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
And the clock is ticking. Right. Which bit are we going to read then?
I feel like start from the top and see where it leads us, and then we can maybe jump into some of these examples. Yeah. Oh, there you go, because it's literally got latest examples underneath it. It's got early examples.
There we go, brilliant.
This is
so early examples. In 1474, the first trial for a war crime was that of Peter von Hagenbach. realised by an ad hoc tribunal of the Holy Roman Empire for his command responsibility for the actions of his soldiers, because he, as a knight, was deemed to have a duty to prevent criminal behaviour by a military force. Despite having argued that he had obeyed superior orders, von Hagenbach was convicted, condemned to death, and beheaded, which all seem a little bit like a crime in their own. You know what I mean? It's just such weird rules. Okay.
Oh man, I'm going to go to the top if that's okay, just to try and understand what it actually
sorry,
is.
mate.
If that's okay, that's all right. Now we've got the history.
You show me stuff.
We've got the history. We know what the first one was.
No, you're quite right. I've skipped it. Yeah,
von Hagenbach. Okay, war crimes, not to be confused with crimes against humanity. For other uses, see war crime disambiguation. Wow. Okay, a war crime is a violation of the laws of war that gives rise to the individual criminal responsibility for actions by the combatants, such as internationally killing civilians or internationally killing prisoners of war, torture, taking hostages, unnecessarily destroying civilian property, deception by perfidy.
I don't know what that means.
Wartime sexual violence, pillage, the conscription of children in the military, committing genocide or ethnic cleansing, the granting of no quarter despite surrender, and flouting the legal distinctions of proportionality and military necessity. Wow.
Mate, it seems so it's so difficult. This is what interests me about it, because it's like a lot of those are really obvious, all right? Wartime sexual violence, yeah, okay, we get it. Yeah. But like, what loads of stuff? If you have two groups of people with two different opposing views,
yeah,
like it makes it really difficult, doesn't it? Like unnecessarily destroying civilian property, but then what if the civilians are uprising against? Do you know what I mean? I'm not taking any sides here, by the way. I'm saying it. As a definition, I find it really difficult, because you can just imagine either side arguing either way. That's what I found interesting about the term war crime, because
and also there's a link in there which says law of war, and that I've just clicked on that just to try and understand what that is, and that is international law that regulates the conditions for initiating war. So at some point that means people have sat down and gone, right, if we fight, it's like, okay, these things are 100% not kosher. Everything
so
maybe
we should click on the laws of war. Maybe that's more relevant.
Maybe. Yeah.
Shall I carry on? The formal concept of war crimes emerged from the codification of the customary international law that is applied to warfare between sovereign states, such as the Lieber Code 1863, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Of the Union Army in the American Civil War, and the Hague Conventions of 1899 and 1907 for international war. I mean, yeah. So they've done some work on these, and I guess they continue to, they continue to change. I guess war law.
Yeah. I feel like as well. It's like I feel like this stuff could get easily, obviously, like it is because it's war, but like out of control, so that the person who maybe started the war doesn't have control of what's going on out in the field, and maybe certain elements of soldiers or platoons or whatever are like, it's okay just to,
So currently they're using the term war crime against Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of the time war crimes tend to be like soldiers going AWOL, or I think like a lot of crimes of war aren't by the leader necessarily.
Okay.
War crimes quite often are just like rogue individuals. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like stealing and whatever.
So if you go down on that history thing, it's got latest examples. So this will be good because I guess people then can probably, and we can, figure out what's going on like now and why it's quite relevant. So on February the 24th, 2022, the Russian Federation started a war against Ukraine, despite constant statements by Russian propaganda that civilians were not harmed as a result of hostilities. Numerous war crimes by the armed forces of the Russian Federation have been documented. 263 civilian harm events were confirmed, occurring between February 26, 2002 and March the 29th, 2022. So this has just been like literally just updated, right? So among them are, and maybe we don't I don't. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's so
it's hard
shocking.
to even like talk about it because it's like, oh, this is an example.
It's going on right now, dude. It's fucking insane. And like, yeah, and unfortunately, all of these things there'll be a counter. So there'll be like, like countries don't just operate like humans. They have to work out what. This is what I don't understand, how these are even going on, because let's say these two examples, maternity hospital in Mariupol, we heard about that strike on it.
Yeah.
How does that work then? How do the Russians then fight against saying that's a war crime? So they no doubt they'll say, oh, we heard there were munitions, we had intelligence that there were munitions there. It just becomes impossible to like manage. Everything about war is just chaos,
like,
isn't it?
How
it's
is there
so
even
hard.
How is there even a rule? Like,
exactly.
You feel like it's just gloves off, innit? If it goes to that, it's like gloves are off. Anything goes.
It doesn't
like,
feel like it's manageable.
Win.
Exactly. It doesn't feel manageable. It just feels like you're literally talking about like, right, we're gonna have a fight, but don't pull my hair. No spitting. Don't poke my eyes. My eyes are. Don't touch my dick because that really hurts. Just keep it just to thumping my head. Like don't. You know what I mean? It's just bizarre. Yeah. What a weird thing. But I guess these war crimes, I'm not downplaying them because it's not something I understand, but I guess they're very important to have what a war crime is laid out, right?
Yeah, definitely. It looks like, just from scrolling through the Wikipedia on the war crime part, that these Geneva Conventions, which I don't know what a Geneva Convention is, but I've heard the term quite a lot. Is
How much time we got?
We've got another minute and 40 seconds to cover the Geneva Conventions.
Shall I read it out?
Yeah, go if you really want to. Yeah, give it a shot.
The Geneva Conventions are 4 related treaties adopted and continuously expanded from 1864 to 1949. They represent a legal basis and framework for the conduct of war under international law. Every single member state of the United Nations has currently ratified the conventions, which are universally accepted as customary international law, applicable to every situation of armed conflict in the world. However, the additional protocols to the Geneva Conventions adopted in 1977, containing the most pertinent, detailed and comprehensive protections of international humanitarian law for persons and objects in modern warfare, are still not ratified by several states continuously engaged in armed conflicts, namely the United States, Israel, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran and others. So they haven't agreed to a load of the latest ones. Accordingly, states retain different codes and values about wartime conduct. Some signatories have routinely violated the Geneva Conventions in a way that either uses ambiguities of law or political manoeuvring to sidestep the law's formalities and principles. Loopholes.
Okay. Loopholes. So, one person's law isn't another person's law, which is awful.
Oh, Davey, dude, people always say to me, you're a very good talker. You talk very well. Okay?
Yeah.
I wanted to challenge you to talk for 2 minutes about something, kind of that a normal person would find it hard to talk about.
Okay, I can probably have a crack at that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I was thinking about, I don't know, something that I use every day, something. I know. Can you talk for the next 2 minutes, solid, about your pants?
I reckon I can, dude. Yeah, I reckon I can do it. I reckon I can get close, that's for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah.
Well, that's good because the stopwatch starts in 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're going to talk about Saxx underpants today, Ollie. There's no other underwear brand on the market that we could talk about. So Saxx underwear, Canadian brand, one of the largest underwear brands in the world. So Saxx has been around for multiple years now, over 10 years, I believe. And the most important thing about Saxx is they have a patented design called the ballpark pouch. Here's a visual representation, as hopefully you guys can see that. So your nuts sitting there, your 2 rocks and your willy, so they don't get slapped. They sit in there, they don't slap at the side of your leg. So Saxx basically does a range of underwear for either sport or just generic wearing around the house and comfort and stuff. So my personal favourite, Ollie, which I'm going to talk to you about extensively, actually, is the Kinetic. So the Kinetic is a semi-compression fit underwear, which I love because they don't fall down, they don't ride up, you don't get any of that annoying sort of like Y-front T-shaped wedgie. That's just uncomfortable as hell, dude. It's horrible.
Dude, you've got me a set of these, and I've got to say, sorry for interrupting, they're fantastic. Please. They make you feel like an athlete as well, because they go a little bit lower down your leg, don't you? So they make you feel like a triathlete.
Yes, so there's nothing better than feeling supported throughout the day, so things, again, aren't moving around and going where they don't need to be. So these are awesome underneath riding shorts. I've ridden these underneath bib shorts before as well, which is really comfortable. But generally, dude, just on the bike. So this pair of underwear, the Kinetic, is made of 9 mesh panels which are fitted around a man's major muscle groups, which means, again, they don't fall down, they don't ride up. They are also breathable and moisture wicking. So as soon as you start to sweat, maybe you're out on a long ride, it's hot and sweaty, it's going to wick away the moisture and keep your undercarriage cool, dry, calm and collected. They also don't smell. So you're not going to smell like the inside of an arsehole, dude. You're going to smell good consistently. So that's the odour resistant capabilities. Is that 2 minutes, Ollie, talking about Sax underwear?
But to be honest, I feel like you've barely scratched the surface.
I feel like it too. So yeah, dude, we could go through each individual model. Again, it depends what you're into. For me personally, the Kinetic is the go-to. Sax also do the Vibe, so if you're into a more everyday fitting. These are made of a viscose, which is super soft. I don't know why I'm getting them out of the packet. I thought I was going to let you touch them. Reach out there, dude. Just have a little touch of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they are soft, aren't they?
Yeah, super soft. So these are really nice as well for the
I've got some on now. Use. No jokes. I've got some on now. There you go.
Mate, there he is. Look at that.
Sax on now, huh?
And what better ad than we're already both sat wearing them, you know?
It's true.
It's true.
How do I get hold of them?
Dude, there's various places around the UK where you can pick up Sax.
But how do I find where they are?
Well, it's a great question. Let's post something on our Instagram showing people where the various Sax stores are around the UK. But if you do want to make it a little bit easier than looking at Instagram, Go Outdoors, Blacks, Cotswolds, Snow and Rock, all stock Sax. Loads of bike shops around the UK. Off the top of my head, what we got? We got Urban Surfer, No Limit Cycling up in York in Malton, MB Cyclery.
MB Cyclery, that's where I got these from.
There you go, MB Cyclery. Dude, there's loads. It'd be really difficult to list all of them, I'll be honest with you, but there's a lot of different retailers around the UK. And if they don't stock them, just tell them they should, and chances are I'm going to be part of making it happen, which would be lovely. That'd be really nice.
That'd be nice.
Or, last but not least, the last thing you can do, if you're really struggling, saxunderwear.com. Ships globally. They'll ship them direct to your door. Imagine that. Underwear coming through your letterbox. Madness.
I mean, it fits, doesn't it? It's quite a good size product to go through your letterbox, doesn't it?
Yeah, fits in your letterbox, dude. They'll deliver anywhere in the world. So there you go.
Amazing.
Saxunderwear.com. Thank you, Sax. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Sax. Isn't it? I mean, honestly, dude, I think this is maybe a stupid one to have in this, because I could talk about this. I could talk about it, but I'd love to learn more about it, because so many things in the world seem quite crazy to me, because I've got a simple brain.
Yeah.
And like, this is one of them that seems so fucking insane. And yet, I don't downplay its importance. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how grown-ups make some decisions.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's interesting.
Bummer.
Again, time's up, but it is that's a good one, man. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it was interesting, because again, I've never even thought about it. But when you do see war crimes, you do think like, okay, well, how have they been laid out? Have they signed something? Is that you can't do that?
Yeah,
some of them seem. There's one here. If you just go down a little bit further, sorry to keep going on about it, but it says in 2002 it outlines some of the actual. What is a war crime? So it's like torture or inhumane treatment, and it's just like, it's so obvious that like that's it's obvious that it's just not even that it's a war crime. It's just something that you don't do to other humans or the species, the same species.
No, and it was,
or even not the same species. Anything like
And there's no finger pointing here because it's something that all of our governments and all of our, everyone in power has done. It's not like it's not like our countries are free of it or anything like that. If anything, we're more guilty of it, of certain ones. So it's good to know about, and it's good to it's fucking equally. There are freedoms in life which I enjoy. And a lot of bad things have gone on. It's an important thing to recognise. A lot of bad things have gone on to give you the freedoms that you enjoyed on a day-to-day basis.
For sure.
And that's a hard one that's one I struggle in my head with. Because I just think, why am I so fucking lucky? I piddle around on a bike and, other people aren't given the choices that we have.
Yeah. Dude, I agree. Crazy.
It's not like I have any solution or any real knowledge.
I
just think it's good to know, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
what a bummer, man! Fucking the lunch and learn's taking a sorry turn. What should we talk about next week? Baby hamsters, something fluffy dinosaurs.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It's a nice little segue, though. If you want to do a little segue, talking about speaking of freedom.
Yeah. Oh, boom! Look at that. He's turned it round. Something joyous, positivity. Yeah, the glass is half full.
Not to make light of the previous 10 minutes, but
no, true.
Let's talk about Freedom Ride real quick.
Yeah,
we said we were going to release the dates on the episode, so we're going to release the dates on the episode, but then let's talk about Freedom Ride a little bit, man. What we're going to be doing, some of the plans that we might have got, and let's should we confirm dates so people can mark it in the calendar?
Let's confirm dates, dude. Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm getting my pen at the ready. At the ready. If you're driving, don't worry about it. You can always, but everyone get their pens at the ready.
Freedom Ride is happening the 9th and 10th of July, 2022.
That's right,
gentlemen. That's right. 9th and 10th of July. We're going in again with a two-day bonanza of freedom, biking, friends, good food, and some awesome brands are going to be attending as well, with a bit of luck.
How mad is it that this is the third Freedom Ride?
I know. Freedom. It actually works now. Freedom
Ride. That's crazy, though, isn't it? That we've been going that long. I didn't actually.
Yeah, it's kind of the first one. I can't even really remember the first one. I know it's obviously a little bit smaller than the first one. The second one, they're significantly smaller. I think the first one. Last year's was dope. Like last year's, I feel like we really stepped the game up a little bit, especially with having brands there and like all the little daily activities that we had going on, from the train to just all that sort of stuff. It just really
all a lot of fun, isn't it? Everything. Ultimately, it's good.
Yeah,
we have a good time.
We'd love to hear from people. If you've got any thoughts, ideas on Freedom Ride, we'd love to hear if you come in. Please leave a comment. Tickets
are not available.
No,
but the slot in the diary is
available. Yeah, so slot it in.
Yeah, hopefully we're in there.
It is going to be relatively limited again. I think it's important to mention that because, and there is a reason for that, we don't want this thing to get massively out of shape. We also have restrictions with how many people we can have at Rowgate, and we want it to feel like a VIP experience, man. It's 3IP, we'll call it. Free IP. I don't know. We'll call it free IP, actually. That's quite good.
It is good, though, isn't it? You do get to hang out. We do get to hang out. It's good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed last year's, and I can't wait for this year's.
Me either, man. Have you got any ideas for this year? How you want to try?
I do have an idea that I wanted to talk you through.
Okay.
I think maybe we could trial. Okay. Maybe we're going to trial a new form of racing. What?
What do you mean? Oh, God. A new form of racing.
I've had an idea for a while, right?
You're going to reinvent the wheel, man. Let's have it. What you got?
Fucking reinventing the wheel. We actually are. Right, so my new form of racing, initially I'd imagined it as in with the best riders in the world and on TV. It was going to be an idea. Honestly, I thought it could be a really good format to actually like televise and stuff. And then I realised that I'm just a idiot guy, and I can't just all of a sudden get my idea on television. So instead, what I thought we could do, I thought we could trial the idea of an event, and the event that I'm about to outline to you right now is called Hot Seat Racing.
Hot seat racing. Okay, dude. Hot seat racing.
So what we're going to do at Rogate, we've got a small track. This is going to be ridiculous. This is probably going to be a huge failure. And at least, what's better than a huge failure is a public huge failure.
I don't think it is. The name, I'm sold. Whatever this is.
Hot seat racing is nice.
Hot seat racing. I like the name. Okay. I like it. I think there's a good logo in already. So let's go.
So I'm going to be explaining this to you, and you're going to just be thinking, dude. I know what you're going to be thinking. You're going to be thinking, dude, this is nothing new about this. This is stupid. You're not doing anything new. We have a small section of track. We have a beam at the top, beam at the bottom. You break the beams to record your time. We have a set amount of time. We have an hour for everyone to do as many runs as we want. So it's like a jam format, let's say.
Okay.
And the fastest time will win. What's different about that, you're thinking, right?
That sounds like a regular race, that, Ollie.
That sounds like a regular race, maybe in a jam format, but it sounds like fastest person wins. The difference with hot seat racing, right? When you record the fastest time, you get stuck in the hot seat, dude.
Okay, all right.
You can't get up. We've got an hour left.
So all the people are trying to beat your time and you can't move?
Yeah.
Dude,
you're stuck in the seat. So depending on like what your tactics are, let's say it's over an hour. Let's say it starts raining half an hour through. The person who's sat in the hot seat at half an hour might end up there for the rest of the hour to get their prize because the times will be harder. The track might deteriorate. Lines might open up. They might be sat in a hot seat and they might not be able to get out and do the line. So there's loads of like variables that make me think it would be a really fun event.
Wow.
And we're going to hold it.
There. You're just waiting for someone to beat it. Yeah. And then so if someone comes through, let's say I'm sat in the hot seat right now, I've got the fastest time, you come down, you smash it by 0.1 second probably. It's not going to be much more than that, is it? It's going to be a little bit. So then you jump in my hot seat, and then I have to go back to the top and then try and beat your time while everyone else is trying to beat your time.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
I like it. That's cool.
It might really not work, and it might be just that someone puts out the fastest time straight away and they sit there the whole time. The fastest rider might win from the beginning. But I have a theory, and that theory is that there are people out there that win practice, and they win practice, and then when it comes to a race run, they can't do it. And kind of jam format of racing might be really fun, and it might end up with some wild cards pulling out really, really fast times.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like it, dude. That's cool. Hot seat racing.
Yeah,
we're going hot seat racing, man. We're going hot seat racing. Let's go.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But should we try it out at Freedom Ride?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
It might be fun.
I'm into it. And I like that it's quite a crowd participation event as well. Yeah. The crowd can get into it. You're going to see if someone's beat the time or not.
Exactly.
People are going to be in and out of the hot seat. The tension's on, man, when you're sat in that hot seat looking at everyone else.
This is a demo event as well. This is a demo event, so we're going to be doing it on a tiny section of track, but with a goal to eventually do it elsewhere, maybe on a bigger track, or who knows.
With a longer time, so you'd have 5 hours.
It would work in theory, it'd work on anything from a pump track to a World Cup downhill track. In theory, you could do it on anything, couldn't you? Right?
I like pump track. Sounds great already.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Sick, yeah. So what I need to do in the next before we go hot seat racing, I need to get a throne because we need to make the hot seat something special. And what's more special than a throne?
Yeah.
It's the king. It's the king of the chair world. A throne.
And if anyone wants to sponsor the hot seat throne,
yeah, there you go. Has anyone got a throne? Any of our listeners got a throne? I then thought also as a way of signifying your time being faster or slower. So whether you go in the hot seat or not, I think we need a gong. I think we need a gong, dude. A gong will be the perfect thing to signify that you go into the hot seat, right?
Yeah, I like it. It's got to have a gong.
And then if you fail and you don't come out with the fastest time, we're going to need a sound for that as well, I think. And I think a horn does that perfectly. Yeah.
All right.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Just ideas. And so it'll be...
It's interactive.
So at the minute, I'd love to hear from our listeners' thoughts on hot seat racing. I was thinking S-Berms at Rogate. We can have a big crowd going. We can have an hour session each day. And we'll have a prize at the end. And
amazing.
Gong, horn. That's all I can think of at the moment.
I love it.
Would love to hear more.
I'd like to see a gong and a timer. Like so you can see the time, time going down, how long's left.
That's a really good idea, like in a basketball game, like a shot clock.
Yeah, like a shot clock, exactly. I like that. Dude,
I like the idea.
We're going hot seat racing, dog.
Yeah. I like the idea as well that you can just sort of like, you can go in and out. So whilst the clock's going, some people will just bang out as many runs as possible. They'll be trying to just shave the tiniest seconds off. Some people might just want to do a lap, see where they sit. You know, when you get to the bottom, you're going to get a yes or a no, but you also know your time, wouldn't you? So you'd be able to look at your time, compare it to others.
Do you feel like it should be limited to the amount of people who can take part in hot seat racing?
Perhaps.
Yeah, because I feel like if we do have 100 and odd people on the day, it could mean that everyone only gets... It could be like Lords again. Everyone only gets one run.
We are yet to define... We need to make up the Geneva rules of hot seat racing. We are yet to define exactly what it is. But what we're sure it's going to be is a good time.
I'm stoked.
Anything involving gongs and horns, dude. Are you serious? Yeah. Name one thing that isn't a good time with a gong and a horn.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to have both. Boom. Dude, I bet gongs are expensive, eh? It's one of those things. There's dickhead tax on gongs.
You reckon?
There's no real need for a gong these days.
I think we could get like, and I mean this with the greatest respect, a fat man to wear the gong and bang the gong again.
That's right, calling out all fat men. We need you for gong playing. I like it. More suggestions like this are needed.
Yeah, please. Let's make it the most ridiculous event ever. I think we're going to bring back Whip Off. Whip Off's going to be making a return. We're going to have the Whip Off. And we're also going to be doing the train. I think we should mix the train up a little bit so we have, the first departure is down Bottle Rocket, I think it's called.
Yeah, good idea.
And the second departure is down another trail, which is equally hopefully as easy, so we can have as many people doing it. You don't want anything too technical or silly, but like,
no, I love the idea.
Two different trails. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do the jumble sale again. So Deaconator's are going to be back with his MTB jumble sale. So folks, get looking in your garage, in your shed, in your spare rooms for any stuff, because we're going to try and level up the jumble sale. Last year,
dude, I've started already.
Dispersed. It was a bit all over the place. So this year, we're going to try and get everyone in one location for the MTB jumble sale. So bring a table, set up, flog some shit, make some cash. No cards on site. It's all cash.
It's all below the radar, all cash. We also do crypto as well. Davey's going to do a crypto sale as well. Yeah, we're going to do a crypto sale. What else? I mean, hopefully we're going to have a few more brands there. I tell you what, after last year, I hope it doesn't change too much. I hope it doesn't change too much. But all of your suggestions are welcomed. Anyone who came before that has ideas, has areas that maybe they think we can improve, we're hyped to hear it.
Please, for sure. Merch, we'll be doing merch, which we didn't do last year properly. The whole thing, you just level up a little bit. Little incremental changes.
That's it, yeah.
God bless. Beautiful, mate. Can't wait. I'm already stoked. Stoked. It's the week after Mega Avalanche as well, folks, so you can go and do that and then come back and do some hot seat racing.
Does life get any better? Mega Avalanche straight into hot seat racing. I like it that we've said it on the podcast now, because we've actually got to do it, but I think it will be fun. Yeah, it will be fun, yeah.
I'm interested. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to take part. Yeah. Do some hot seat racing.
Absolutely.
Will you be racing, or are you going to be like the adjudicator that's like...
Oh, that's the cool thing about hot seat racing. You can just
everyone's involved.
Dive straight in. I'm up for it. Yeah, it's a jam, isn't it? It's good.
Hyped.
I'm up for it. I could do a bit of racing, a bit of commentating. I'm up for that.
Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have an MC this year, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd be up for doing some MCing on the hot seat racing. We need DJ. We need music. Like a jam around this track would be wicked, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea actually. Having music down the bottom this year rather than quiet. That's a good idea. Okay.
That kind of that'd be good. Yeah.
All right. Should we do some listener questions and then get the out of here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get the
Anything else we've not spoke about in the episode?
Mate, we've covered. I've got other ones. I've got other lunch and learn. Look at this, what I've written down here. Malaria, Egyptians.
Ooh.
Dictatorships, oil refining. Those are my... Any lunch and learns that you want us to do send them in as well.
Yeah, please. Please do. I'm just looking at my notes, making sure I've not missed anything. No, we're all good, I think. The only thing we've not talked about yet that a few people have messaged about is the athlete search.
Yes.
Bit of a pause, I guess, at the moment, just while we figure out some finer details. But should we?
We're doing good, though. We're doing good.
Yeah, I think
we've got ourselves a bike. It's all just the logistics. It's actually getting hold of stuff's quite hard at the minute. So we want to be able to offer something, don't we? That's for sure.
But we are going to do it. We've not forgotten, obviously.
It's a bit chicken and egg, really, because it's like, what comes first, the search or the actual prize? Because ultimately, who's going to enter if they don't know what they're getting?
Exactly. So should we do it next week?
Hopefully.
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah,
just keep in touch, folks. Keep in touch. It's always nice. Tag the ride companion in any riding footage or anything like that. It always helps. Let's see what you're up to out there. But then, we'll try and actually launch this thing properly.
Too right.
Okay, let's do some listener questions. See what's in here. Let me just open them up. I've not looked again. Which is
Boots and cats.
Listener questions. That was all right, man. I'm impressed. All right, TB25. Who would win? 1 horse-sized Ollie or 100 duck-sized Deeks?
I just think if I was that big, do you know how quickly I would stamp all of my trotters? Horses have trotters, don't they? No, they have hooves. Yeah, I would do such... Because how are the ducks going to... I suppose probably what they would do is they would climb into the horse-sized Ollie through one of the mucous membranes. So that involves the mouth, the anus. Do we need to carry this on? It's probably too much detail, but that's the only way in. Otherwise, because they've just got duck bills. What are they going to do otherwise?
Yeah,
I'm going to stamp on them, dude. I'm going to stamp with my tippy-tappy feet, yeah. They're not getting in my arse.
Did you see that finger across my screen?
No, I was too busy talking about ducks getting into a giant horse-sized version of... What was it?
I don't know. It's just a light just went across the whole screen. I don't know.
Oh, mate, is this turning into a paranormal
podcast?
Oh,
God. What on earth was that?
It's a sign.
Mad. That was
Dude,
mental.
It's a sign from the calisthenics gods.
It must be. Okay, at Hamish_child. Dream sponsor, bike related or not?
Ooh. Obviously, bike related is tough. I'm living out my dreams as you are.
Doing pretty good on the bike.
And I'm not even joking.
You know what, dude? I rode my bike this weekend, right? Twice, Saturday and Sunday. And I had so much fun biking on Saturday. Did you see my shorts on Saturday?
I saw your shorts. Do you have to shoehorn your junk into those shorts or what?
So those are the shorts that I actually... Do you remember when I came down to yours? I undid it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then they were short down there.
Hold
but
on,
I had knee pads on.
Yeah, it was all right.
They were short. I could tell they were really short. But anyway, this time, no knee pads. But I've washed them since, and I think they've shrunk even smaller. So... No hate on Fox, it's a mistake. Basically, the Flex Air short, there's a bit of fact here for you, has always been in the mountain bike Fox range. It's the staple mountain bike short. It's just a generic, quite long, practical mountain bike short. Yeah. So the product name remains the same, but the product totally different. So now it's like a cross-country, tight-fitting short. And the guys at Fox simply forgot and sent out these shorts to a lot of people.
If you want knee pads, a knee pad short is different to a non-knee pad short. Like you don't want a longer short and wearing it without knee pads. You want a shorter short, don't you?
Short,
if you don't
short.
wear knee pads. Doesn't make sense really.
But they're like, dude, they're a hot pants short. They're like short.
By the way, have you seen my new Justin Barsha jersey?
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's nice, man. What is that? All right. Sponsor plug. Is that a 2022 Troy Lee range? What is it?
No, it wasn't. I just thought you'd like it because you're a moto guy.
Yeah, I do like it.
It does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, it's just a new jersey, but I haven't.
New colour.
I just had a new jersey day the other day. Yeah.
Nice, man. I do like that one. I was going to message you that as well and be like, jersey looks fucking sick. Do they do a race pant with that as well?
I actually don't know. I honestly wasn't trying to do a sponsor plug, but I just thought you'd like my Justin Barsha Supercross jersey.
I did like it.
Made me feel like Justin Barsha as well.
Did it?
Whether it made me ride like Justin Barshall, I'm not entirely sure, but it definitely made me. Yeah, it probably did a bit. Yeah,
just take someone out.
Yeah, T-bone someone.
Just T-bone Bren at Rogate. At Stephen Petit, would Ollie ride Darkfest?
I've been to Darkfest. I've had the opportunity, and it was a big no from me. Thank you. No, thank you very much.
I rode the bike up like that. Like what even?
I rode. Do you know what? I rode the warm-up sets, which are like 50 foot or something, and it's like windy, and you have to get up early in the morning and ride them. Quite frankly, it's just a job for a downhill bike, and I don't have a downhill bike, and I'm not making it an excuse. I'm not really interested in having one either.
Right.
I'm not like.
Yeah.
It's funny. I feel very safe on jumps, so it's not like. God, how do you say it without sounding like a complete berg? Because I'm not saying I don't mean it like, oh, I'll definitely ride the Darkfest jumps. But in my head, if I can follow someone into any jump,
You're okay.
and I'm on the same bike as them, then I would ride them. Obviously, it changes for me when there's all cameras and stuff and hoo-ha everywhere. I don't really like all of that.
Yeah.
That makes it feel pointless. But for fun, in my head, I would. Oh, I just sound like a bellend.
No,
do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, it's interesting. Good that you would, but you don't. That's kind of cool.
No, but it's hard to say. I sound like a real cock there. I'm not taking away from anything that anyone does. It's amazing. I wouldn't fly over there for an event, and so no.
Okay.
I wouldn't fly over there for an event and do 100-foot jumps on. Yeah, no.
Okay, right.
So yeah, let's just say
is that
no.
just risk versus reward? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think there's something about like there's something weird about being older and doing that stuff that makes it becomes a bit clearer, or my reading of the situation is a bit different. So like I would feel more silly if I crashed, with all cameras there, than if I crash and I'm doing it for myself. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? Because obviously it's partly my job, but those things put me off these days. I'd flip a big jump in the woods if it was like me and the friends around and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But then as soon as there's like a camera and like pressure, you start thinking, am I doing this for the right reasons now? And if I crashed now, the 6-week wait to get back amongst it would be much more annoying than...
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting
weird.
observation.
And so, no, I'm not really up for riding at Darkfest. No.
Okay. So there's a bunch of questions literally here about Darkfest. There's so many questions.
Is there? Wicked.
Yeah. So maybe we should try and do something. I don't know if Sam's probably got time.
Oh, Sam will be up for it, yeah. I'll message him.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
That'd be good.
Okay. What else we got? At JohnBoy1066, will you both come to Bull Track?
I'd love to at some point.
I've never been to Bull Track. Have you been to Bull Track?
I've been there, but not riding. I've just been there. I'm a big Alvar fan. Alvar runs Bull Track, and I'm a big Alvar fan. So
okay. What else we got? So yeah, I'd like to go as well. I can't remember where it is. It's down south somewhere, right? Sounds southern.
Yeah. Over my way. Yeah, about an hour from me.
Okay. Hayden MTB, is buying a really expensive bike worth it? It's a great question, Hayden. It's kind of hard to figure out what constitutes an expensive bike, to be fair. I think if you are serious about, when I say serious, I mean you're riding quite a lot. I think spending a little bit more money is a good thing, just to get something that's reliable and that isn't just going to keep breaking, and that ultimately makes riding a bit more fun than when you're constantly breaking stuff or but yes, bikes are expensive. I appreciate that, but it was interesting when we were down your way and we were talking bikes actually, that the Jam, they do one of those which is just under $3,000, which, yes, all right, it's a lot. I appreciate it's a lot of money, but you get a lot of bike for that. I think something that's going to last you years and years.
Yeah, definitely. It's a real hard one to get across because it's a hard one to answer, isn't it? But on a graph, I feel like there are incremental benefits, but the increments get smaller. So as you spend more and more and more on carbon this, carbon that, the actual riding experience isn't. You're talking about like weight and how much weight really, how much difference does it really make? And so you spend a lot more for very smaller gains. So I would say exactly what you said is right. There's like this middle ground where you get quality components that will last.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to be swapping stuff out the whole time.
Yeah.
But you don't get like the crazy high performance 4-race only
Totally. Yeah.
stuff. So
yeah. You just
it's
want to
just
make it a
working
bit
out
more
where
enjoyable.
that circle is. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's like the fitness thing. It's like, if the more you put in, the more you get out almost a little bit. So you just got to put a little bit in so it's a bit more enjoyable. Because there's nothing worse than being unfit and then it's shit all the time. So it's same with, get to that point where it's like becomes enjoyable that you're not constantly fixing stuff. Maybe it's a hardtail. I don't know, just whatever.
Yeah, what I really like about... I sound like I'm plugging my sponsors again, but I do actually it really aligns with what I like. Focus have said to me they want to promote biking, not like necessarily particular products. Obviously, they're a company, they have to do it.
Yeah.
But they want to promote biking, and I think that's what's really cool is that is the main thing. That is the most important thing, and I think our industry at times has this sort of like, it feels like people feel ashamed of their bikes. When I meet people in bike parks and stuff, and they feel like they have to mention that, I've just got this crappy old bike. Yeah. And I remember feeling it when I was younger as well, feeling like your bike's inadequate and stuff like that. And I think that's the bad thing about biking, and that's what I like to think Focus do quite responsibly and quite well.
That's good.
So
yeah, fair point. Yeah, don't feel like you have to play keeping up with the Joneses and stuff. Get something that's just works. I mean, ultimately that's what you want, innit? You don't want to be out having issues all the time, because biking becomes so less fun when all you're doing is fixing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I used to like. I always like root for the underdog anyway, the one who's on a battered bike and bombing along.
Totally. Joe's 1989, best riding for a beginner in the Peak District. Ooh.
Go on, Davey. Show me stuff.
I think I got that one. So, God, there's quite a lot. There's so much riding in the Peak District. It's kind of hard. And I think the Peak District's a good spot where you can start on easy stuff, obviously, and you can work your way up to some of the trails which are a bit more advanced. So, Lady Canning's is awesome. Go ride that. It's hand-built. I think that's what you call it. It's purpose-built mountain bike trail. There's 2 of them. Not steep. Loads of corners. It's got a few little jumps on it. So I think that's a good mix, and you can lap that as well, especially if you're on an e-bike. The push-up or the ride-up's pretty chill, like it's just literally gradually up the side of it. And there's 2 tracks. You've got Lady Canning's and Radmire. I can't remember what it's called, actually, the other one. I always forget. So yeah, you can do that, and then, God, there's so much. And then you could maybe head over, if you're that side, over to Blackamore. There's some trails called Sheep Skull, and they're good. They're good sort of like, I wouldn't say beginner, medium ground, where you can do some runs. Again, you can do push-ups and stuff and really start to get a bit more confident on turns and jumps and flat corners and rocks and stuff. So yeah, there's tons. And then you've got like Devil's Elbow and places like that if you want to be a bit more advanced. So Joe's 1989.
Devil's Elbow.
Yeah, that's a good trail actually, dude.
Quite a name, that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I went down that on Saturday. It's good. It's one of those. It's really rocky and it changes every time you go down it. So there's not actually a line. You just pinball down. So yeah, Joe's 1989. Again, dude, just hit me up if you want to go for a ride. I'll happily come and show you around some spots. More than happy to do that at any point.
Look at that. That's service for you, dude. Starts off with a podcast question, ends in a ride.
Yeah, dude.
And that's why we're called the Ride Companion.
Exactly.
That's why we're called the Ride Companion.
Exactly. What do you want your tombstone to say? Francis D.
Oh,
that's tough. That is tough. I used to have one of those saved on my phone, actually. I can't remember what it said now, though. But it was more about, like, not really counting the... Oh, I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm sorry. I just have my favourite quote, which is "Follow your bliss." Oh, I went deep. You've gone fucking world champion.
Just world champion. No further information. Just world champion.
There's a funny story, dude, which is actually worth a Google in Sheffield, of a gypsy. This gypsy family. Yeah. They called this guy King of Sheffield. I'd never heard of him, and he's got this fucking. This tombstone, or whatever you call it, this grave in the cemetery in Sheffield, and it's a jukebox, and it's massive, and it just plays music.
Really, the whole time.
Dude, you've got to see it. Like, it looks
That
like
is
something
good.
that's been taken out of Disneyland and plonked in the middle of a cemetery. And dude,
No way.
yeah, it plays music. It's got like flags all over it and shit. It's so good.
Wicked.
I'll send you a photo. It's funny, man. Okay. What else we got? Oh, there's quite a lot. Gus Ninja 03. What piece of mountain bike clothing doesn't exist that you think should?
What piece of mountain bike clothing?
I'm always in the middle with clothing, you know. I'm always either like too hot or too cold, especially at the moment. April.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially like at the moment it's been like sunny and then it rains and you're like, I kind of wish there was something in the middle that kept me cool and dry and warm and cool and hot. And
Mate, the struggle is real. It's really hard to judge, isn't it?
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, but then I think that all of those pieces of clothing are out to make your life perfect. You just don't know the
just
solution.
don't know.
That's what I come to anyway.
I'm with you.
I don't know I'm trying to think of in terms of protection. I'd like one that means my ankles don't hurt as much, but then there's just nothing. I wear ankle braces and I still break my ankles, so
It's a shame.
Dunno.
Real shame for you. Yeah.
it's a
You
shame.
started wearing
It's a
waterproof socks?
yeah.
You have? And are they good?
I've got waterproof. Do you know? Yeah, I actually got them from Rory at Upgrade Bikes. They're called Deck Shell. I got
Deck
some,
Shell,
and
okay.
they're insane. You can blow them up,
And
they
your
go
feet
up
don't
like-
sweat or anything, like they're comfortable.
Probably, but they're my main reason for wearing them was that my shoes are always wet during the winter.
Right.
It's not even I've got a shoe dryer, but I ride
Too expensive
late
to turn
in
it on.
the evening. That's it, yeah. So I don't know. They make life so much nicer. I can put on wet shoes and not feel awful.
Good. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I don't really think of anything else that doesn't exist yet. I mean, it's probably a reason it doesn't exist. I mean, God, if there's ever an industry that's trying to constantly invent things, it's this one.
What could we do? Could we do one where it connects onto your genitalia and then you wee into it? So it's like a camelback, but
Catheter.
But it goes back up to your. So it's just like a normal
Mouth.
camelback straw.
Yeah.
And then it has a filter, so it filters the urea and the excrement out of your wee, and it means that you can drink it again. So maybe it does some sort of condensation,
Like a circular economy.
condenser. Yeah,
It'd be cool if it
So
like
you could
linked
just
to the
piss
water
and-
bottle, so you piss in it.
into it.
Yeah, and then you just drink it straight after. You could probably do that
I'm
quite
not mad
easily.
at that. And then we could do the same with the exhaust as well. With the back door, we could have it so it converts it into energy
bar.
flapjacks. Yeah. So we got like a constant. So then you could just keep riding. You could keep riding, keep hydrated, keep energized. You've got the flapjacks coming in. You've got. Yeah, I quite like the idea. So you could have the. I don't know how the flapjacks would be served to you, but you have obviously the camelback thing here. That's the piss. And then you've got this other thing here. It's like almost like toothpaste, flapjack toothpaste that comes out. So you put your mouth on it, it just and it toothpastes.
Would
the
it? It'd
flapjack
probably
in.
flavour it as well, wouldn't it? So you've always got.
It would
like,
have to, yeah, because
it'd
I don't think the shit flavour would be that.
it won't be popular, would it?
No.
The sweet corn flavour. I wonder if it'd be. Yeah, I like that's a good idea, man. I like
It's not
it.
bad, is it?
Call
Because it
yeah.
could be all in like a small unit like that. We'd have to make it crash proof because you wouldn't want to crash on it and then have piss and shit coming out into wounds, would you?
No.
But just an idea.
Yeah,
Just an idea.
it's a great idea, really.
And it is.
It
So
is.
thanks for that question. It's brought up something that could potentially be a product that changes the world. Because all ideas start like this.
Yeah,
Slightly rough around the edges.
I like the circular economy idea. Definitely,
Yeah.
just out biking all
Good.
day. Yeah, that's good.
Especially with energy prices going up, you know.
Oh, mate, yeah. If you can, if you can eat your shit and drink your piss, then we're up to a winner, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cancel that veg box. We're gonna just eat our own shit and piss for the foreseeable future.
I think we need
Until
Primeval to
Elon
do.
sorts that-
We need
sorts it out.
We need a Primeval illustration. Illustration of that. I think it
Yeah.
could be quite good.
There you go, Joel. Crack on, mate. You can you can
cheers,
have that
Joel.
one. Yeah, we'll make it into a frame protection
Enjoy
kit,
it.
maybe a mudguard or something. Joel's just about to have his own product range launched on Hook It, so I'm very excited. Joel's doing his own range.
I know what you're going to say. He's already done it, hasn't he? He's already done the flapjack piss.
For some reason, dude, it's never come up, and I don't know why. Like, who'd have thought? You'd have thought it'd have come up.
Oh, phew.
Yeah, it's not come up yet. All right, I reckon we wrap it at that, dude. We're an hour and 40 minutes in and ending on eating our own shit and piss. So,
did my product idea really take the wind out of the sails that hard?
Yeah, it did. I'm out of here. That's me done. I'm retiring. I'm hanging up the headphones. I'm done.
We've covered war crimes, shit flapjacks, all sorts. Hope you enjoyed the episode. That was episode 39. This was the Ride Companion.
Like and subscribe, then like and subscribe again, and do it again and tell your friends. Peace.
Peace.